When I came to Healing Springs Ranch, I had absolutely no relationship with my children. Alcohol had become the most important thing in my life. And today, I enjoy a wonderful relationship with all three of my children. Hi, my name is Hollie Krantz, and I'm an alcoholic. My sobriety date is November 20th of 2022. I chose Healing Springs Ranch because I had experienced an assault, a trauma, and I needed a dual diagnosis program. A program that treats not only substance abuse, but an underlying or coexisting disorder. The idea of treating trauma and substance use disorder is, I think, revolutionary. I think in the past, most programs, substance use disorder, really just focused on the drinking and how we can stop that drinking. What I learned here was how to integrate the both of them, how to take the trauma and the tools and the techniques that I learned here and implement them in my life, because I couldn't really work a 12-step program with this trauma sitting here, and I really couldn't deal with my trauma if I didn't know that I was treating it with alcohol. So it really launched me into seeing and understanding how and why I, spiraled when I did and like I did. I now am a recovery coach and really live in recovery and in the recovery community. The hardest time I had here at Healing Springs Ranch was facing my trauma. Not only the trauma that brought me here, but some childhood trauma that I didn't even recognize was childhood trauma, facing that and working with the therapists and the clinical staff here. I, from a very early age, felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like I was different. And it was not until I learned that that was a brokenness inside of me for no really apparent reason. It was just inherent. It was just the way I was born. And learning those things about myself really certainly helped me see that drinking was purely a coping mechanism, trying to deal with this brokenness and this person I thought I was supposed to be, instead of living the person that God was meaning for me to be. The best thing about my time here at Healing Springs was definitely some of the breakout groups. The mindfulness training had such a deep impact on me because it keeps me centered. It brings me back to the present moment. It allows me to stay right here, right now. My brain in the past was always operating, it was operating in the future and in the past, everywhere but here. And learning how to slow down and be still and deal with what I need to deal with right now really was a game changer for me. Healing Springs Ranch is so much different because it's a dual diagnosis program. They treat coexisting disorders. The programs that I had attended previously are steeped in the 12 steps, and I had a wonderful 12-step foundation when I came here, but was introduced to new tools and techniques to help me understand and manage my coexisting disorders. I found the methodology effective because it's not just about not drinking. It's about living life and dealing with life on life's terms. But I also liked the different modalities that were here, the art therapy, the exercise. I loved that they had a gym here. If someone was coming to Healing Springs Ranch, I would tell them that they could expect a warm and caring environment. The techs here were always intimately involved and knew what was going on in each of our lives, and I really appreciated that. I believe that treating the trauma that I arrived with was absolutely a necessity. So when I got here, I really didn't understand. I didn't understand how to cope with it. I didn't understand the feelings. I didn't understand the why. And the treatment here, outside of the substance use disorder, was a way for me to learn that this wasn't my fault and that I can be healthy again, and that I can learn to live with this and, somehow put it in my past. As a Healing Springs alumni, I continue to be a part of their Facebook group and come to their alumni events. As a recovery coach, I see a lot of the Healing Springs people in the community, some of the counselors, and I try very hard to go out of my way to make sure that I reach out or touch base with the people here and see if there's something that, I can do to help them, because it really is a great place. It's a really great program. The serenity here, the peace here, it's just a great, incredible, wonderfully warm recovery community. To the people here at Healing Springs, I express my greatest gratitude. You gave me back my life. You taught me that my trauma does not define me. You explained to me how my trauma was affecting my coping and dealing with life. And you gave me back my life, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. My children thank you for that. My family thanks you for that. And you will forever hold a special place in my heart.